Hey guys, Shane Roberson here from Integrity Web Studios. Today we're going to go into a little bit of problem solving when it comes to our e-commerce WordPress websites. Most e-commerce within WordPress is using the Woocommerce plugin. It's by far the gorilla in the room when it comes to e-commerce inside of the WordPress framework. It's the most used plugin out there. With that said, a lot of times whenever we purchase themes or templates from premium theme builders, even some of the free ones, whenever they're built to implement e-commerce, a lot of times they will build in the WooCommerce files within the template. And what that means for you is whenever you go to update your plugins, and you may update your WooCommerce plugin as normal. However, you will still see a message like this that basically says, hey, your theme, XYZ theme, contains outdated copies of WooCommerce template files. In essence, it's a simple fix. It's a bit of a process. It's not quite as easy as the native upgrade now textual button, but it's still pretty simple. So to get started, first thing we need to do is find out which files need to be replaced. So this is just a message that you're going to see when you log into your dashboard occasionally, right? You can dismiss it, and even though I dismiss it now, it'll come back in a few days. But for our purposes here, we don't really need it. So the first thing we're going to do is log into the back end of our dashboard, right? We're going to navigate to WooCommerce and then to status, right? And that's the page I'm on now. Now you notice there's a bunch of just information about the site with a lot of green text. Here we have a notice it's not using secure site, which we are forcing it for the checkout. But all this green text is basically saying, hey, this passes our inspection here. All right. Now when we scroll down here to the templates section, right, this is basically what they're talking about. These are the WooCommerce files within this particular template. And what's going to happen is you can see there's clearly a red flag. It's telling me, hey, version 2.00 is out of date. There's a core version 3.1, right? So it's also providing me with the file path to access it, which is really the gold nugget here, right? So now that we know what needs to be changed, there's a handful of files that need to be manually changed. We're going to navigate to the WooCommerce plugin download. I like to use the plugin download within the WordPress repository, just because when you go to Woo themes, there's a new subscription process. You know, you got to sign in just to get even the most basic version of the plugin. This plugin is free. The core version is free, and the core version is, you know, very dynamic, very powerful. But when you go direct to Woo Themes, which is the maker, it's a little bit more of a hassle. So I like to come to WordPress.org and then just search WooCommerce e-commerce plugin. You may want to do a Google search for it, just because there's so many. Because remember, I said this is the animal in the room, the big dog as far as e-commerce. There are literally hundreds of add-on plugins that work with this, for this, and add other features to the basic e-commerce section. So either way you want to go, you want to get to the main WooCommerce section, and then you basically want to download the plugin, right? And I've already done that. It comes in the form of a zip file, and I've just basically unpacked the zip file, and here is the folder, right? So now that we've downloaded that, we basically have our new set of files that we will be using. Now we're going to navigate to our cPanel. All right, and if you're not familiar with how to get to cPanel, check out some of my Learning WordPress for Business tutorials. We talk about how to log into your cPanel, going through some of the more common hosting companies, or simply adding /cPanel to the back of your URL or domain name. But you must know the username and password. Anyway, once we're inside of our cPanel, we're basically going to navigate to our HTML underscore public HTML, right? So that's this file right, or folder right here, and that's where we are. This is where all of the WordPress core files are housed, right? So now that we're in here, we're basically going to navigate to our theme. So we click on WP Contents, and then we go to Themes, and then we see we have a child theme and then the regular theme. All right, so we're going to click into that. And this particular one, most of them are going to be like this. It's going to be clearly labeled WordPress, right? So we're going to click into that, and this is basically where we need to be. This tells us where we need to go and what file we need to change. So it's in the Woocommerce folder, so that's where we are here. We're inside of the Woocommerce folder. All right. Now we're looking for another folder, Cart. So we're going to look, and it's the top one, right? And now we just have some files. And now we see that cart-empty.php is the one that needs to be replaced. So cart-empty. So here's our outdated file right here. Right, so this is basically what we need to do. If you're using a modern cPanel, it's going to be exactly like this. It may have some different variations as far as color, just depending if your hosting company, kind of change the design on it. But we're going to click into our WooCommerce file, right, and we're going to select templates. Right, so templates inside of the WooCommerce file is basically where we need to live here. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to navigate to Cart, and we're going to find the same file, which is cart-empty, right? So that's the file that we need to upload here. So we've navigated, not navigated, but we've found the file that needs to be replaced, and we found the file that we have to replace it with. And we're going to go back to our cPanel, and we're just basically going to, up here, designate that, hey, we want to upload a file, right? And what's cool about this, we can do a drag and drop, and it's going to basically do everything else for us. It's just throwing out a warning that says, hey, this already exists. Do you want to continue your upload? Do you want to continue your upload and overwrite these files? And we're going to say yes. Yes, we do, because that's the purpose of what we're doing here. It's already uploaded, and these files go pretty quick. So we're going to hit that button, and boom, we're back here. And you see it was last modified today, so I clearly have the new file uploaded. So now we're going to come back over here, and just to verify that we have the right thing, we're going to refresh the page. All right? And as you see, that red flag went away. We are now up to date on that. And essentially, you're just going to go through and navigate to each one of these and replace each one of these files. It is kind of a long, drawn, not quite so easy way of doing things, but these developers know what they're doing by building WooCommerce within the frame structure. It's integrated a lot better, it works a lot better, it's a lot more seamless as far as style and function. So there's reason why you have to go the long way. It's not just to make your life hard, but ultimately to make the website better, which is what it's all about. The better our website, the better the user experience. The better the user experience, the more likely they are to return and spend more dollars with us. Anyway, that's all, folks. If you got any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to reach out. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you do have any questions, leave it in the comments section, and I'll be happy to jump in and answer that, or possibly dive into another video to explore it. Thanks so much.